All right, hello. How we doing? I apologise there wasn't a stream last week. Um, kind of been doing a few things. Sun's come out. Been doing a bit of fishing, whatnot. So, yeah, sorry. It's not intentional. I will try and keep the streams on a Monday and try and keep it regular. So I'm just gonna give it a few minutes just for people to drop in before I actually start the stream. See if people want to join in. Oh, hold on. There we go. Let's just move the box over here. There we go. That'll do. And then that way, if anyone decides to say hello, I can see it. So while I'm just waiting for people to drip in, if they decide to come in or not, I'm going to make a very quick cup of coffee. Obviously, if people haven't joined by then, that's cool still, not a problem. But I'll start the stream from that point. So just give me 2 seconds because you don't want to hear this kettle, it's loud. Alright, okay, so here we go. So I marked this Fair Value Gap last week. I think. I'll put it in the Discord, just in the general chat. It wasn't actually as part of any analysis or anything like that. I just marked it. I think, let's have a look. Actually, no, I probably marked it down here on the 10th of April around here. When it started moving up and people were like, oh, what's the reason for this? And I had to look and I saw this fair value gap. I marked it up. And it come up perfectly, filled the gap, which is nice. And it also broke out the channel. So this is quite bullish news here. So we've had a double bottom. You know, but if you really want to look, we got a W. Okay. We got some winners. Hey, let's go. So from that W, we've come back down, obviously. Now, we still haven't fully filled this fair value gap. So this one here, look. Okay, so this gap here, we haven't fully filled. And that's what this is down here. Now, it's a bit of a trick. I don't know whether the price will come back down just to take that out. It's very minute. Okay, 78,453 and 78,316. So it's like $130 really, to fill this gap there. And there's a small fair value gap here of about $500. Okay, they're not significant gaps, but that doesn't mean that they're not going to get filled. Okay, so for example, there's a gap here. Okay, it was tiny. Yeah, absolutely tiny, but it still came and filled it. Okay, there was a gap here. Just trying to do it so I don't, and it came down and it filled it. You know, they're only small gaps. Okay. Now, to be honest, the more I look at fair value gaps, the more I've actually enjoyed looking for them, because they generally do work out relatively well. I mean, this one filled perfectly and then reversed. What's important to look at here in context, okay, is the way it's filled, and then it's come down and retested the top of the channel and it's rejected out. Now we're entering a sideways channel. Let's have a look. Trying to be better to do it probably from the bottom, from there. Okay, I'm not going to include the wicks, but I will do it to there for now. Okay, so we've now got this sideways range on Bitcoin. As you can see, it's flipped the top of the candles, the support here. So it's flipped the resistance. This will actually be better to show it like this, to be honest. Actually, let me get the models up and just hide that for a second. Okay. So if I do that and then mark this as it's now support, okay, because it was resistance and then it's flipped it. Okay, so not only has it flipped the support, which for candle close, okay, for candle close, it's held quite tightly, quite neatly. Okay, it's also come down on the wicks and retested the upper channel. Okay, so the fact that it's bounced off the upper channel, it's flipped the support, flipped the resistance into support. It's already taken out this FEG. It's showing some good signs of strength. Okay, so let's mark this up. Okay, so it closed perfectly here. Okay, so there's one. So it's flipped previous resistance. Okay. It obviously broke out the channel. Okay, so I'll draw that and I'll show you why in a second. So then it's retested the support. Okay, let's do this a bit bigger. So this support is actually holding quite well. Okay, And then it's also retested the channel top here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bullish points right here. Okay, so this is, let's mark this up. Let's write it down, shall we? Okay, 5 strong bullish points of confluence. Okay, so that's marked all them up. Okay, now this is really good. Okay, what I haven't done, I haven't looked at Fibonacci's yet. Okay, so let's have a look at the fib levels, shall we? Okay, do I have any? No, I don't even have any drawn. So these, let me hold on, let me go from there to there. Put that into a group, rename, confluence. It's good to keep the charts clean as always. If we keep it clean and tidy, okay, then it's nice and easy to sort out. This is what are these rectangles? Okay, hold on. The FVGs, create a group, rename FVGs. Okay, that's fine. That's resistance. That's on array. I can get rid of that one. Parallel channel. So let's create a group there. Rename that resistance. This is also the another thing here. So the way it's gone through the resistance, I didn't quite get the resistance bang on here, but I wasn't far off, to be honest. So I'm happy with that. It did wick down a bit more. It still didn't come down to the bottom of the channel. So yeah, hold on. That's another point of confluence here. Okay, so we're going back here. So it didn't go to the bottom of the channel there. Or there. Oh, okay, when it come back down here. Didn't do it there either. And we've got a double bottom, so let's just whack one more over here. Okay. So I'm just going to do this, and then we can see. Okay, so we've got 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. I'm not making these up, by the way. These are actually like I'm looking for indications to show strength right now. Okay. So these are 8 strong bullish points of confluence. Okay, so everything I've marked out here has failed to reach the bottom of the channel, which caused this pump up. Okay, so we should have clocked that straight away. For everyone that watches my streams and the way you do channels, you know that was a sign of strength. Okay, the fact that it's also a double bottom. Okay, so this is the thing here as well. On up here we had a double top. Now on the 4 hour we seem to have a double bottom. Okay, so that's possibly a good thing, along with everything else. Okay, so we're painting a picture here. Let's have a look. That horizontal ray is the support. So create a group, rename support. Put that down here. Support, resistance, parallel channel. Okay, I'll leave that there for now. In fact, I'll just do this, and I'll rename this channels. Okay. FVGs, what's that? Horizontal ray. Okay, so that's double bottom. I'll leave that at the top for now. And these can all go inside confluence. Okay, so now this is nice and tidy. Okay, let's carry on. Cool. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, that's it. So I wanted to draw a fib, didn't I? I want to see what's going on here. Okay. So we're gonna take the fib from the high to the low, and let's have a look at these levels. The low was there. Yep, that's the lowest. Okay, let's zoom in so we can actually see. Okay. So it's still not broken above the golden pocket here. That's actually a little disappointing to see, but also a little bit understandable. Okay. I'll explain why in a second. I mean, I don't need to explain why. I mean, it's basically we've still got a higher low. Okay. So here on the short term, we have a double top. Okay. And we've got a double bottom down here. But let's have a look. So 0786 was here. Okay, so this is a good point of confluence. Hold on. What's going on? There we go. I can actually flip this now to support, and I can do the same for this one. Flip this to support. Just do that, I guess. Okay. Don't know why that's still there. Let's get rid of that. I'm just looking on the short term at the minute. 786, 0.5, and the golden pocket. So ideally, what I want to see us do now is clear this. Okay, we need to break this double top. So we've got 8 strong points of confluence. Okay. But this is on the short term, and it's being suppressed by a double top and the golden pocket on the short term. So, as good as it is to start getting excited right now, we've actually got even stronger resistance. Okay. So the double top is a strong. It's in a downtrend, which started from a double top. Okay. So it should be quite strong. Now, hopefully the double bottom that arrived afterwards trumps it. No, that's not a ploy on Trump either. Let's have a look. So that's that. And then we got 2 major, I'd say major rather than strong. Okay. So let me do that. There, and then like this. And then I'll write this out here. So we've got 2 major resistance levels. Okay, why are they major compared to strong? Okay, the reason why they're major is because if we've got 8 strong bullish points of confluence, like 8 strong indications here for bullish momentum, okay, but it's failed to break 2 resistance, then that makes them major. Okay, because you've got 8 points, 2 major. So really, like, you know, you could try and say like it's a 4-to-1 ratio if you're kind of that minded on the short term. But what I'd like to see is, because now we seem to be going into a sideways range here, I want to see this lower support hold. Okay, and then I'd like to see us break out and hopefully have a clean break above above the golden pocket, if we get enough volume, so like this blue candle here, if we get enough volume like that here, we're going straight through. Okay, so let's have a look. So 7.6%. Okay, so say we go 7.6, even from the bottom of this channel. I can't actually see. There you go. I mean, straight through, that would be nice. And then if that happens, I want to see that flip. Okay, I want to see this flip. Okay, because that double top then will become support. Okay, the golden pocket will also act as support. Okay, it also wouldn't be unreasonable to think for another bullish play we potentially need more downside. Okay, and I'll explain. So as we're in this sideways channel, okay, we could just do this for a couple of days. Okay, say we come down here, bounce straight off the 786, we're coming up to the 236. Okay, that would be from the 786 to the 236. That would be the long-term play there. Okay, that's what I'd be looking at. Not obviously in one day, but like if it bounces here, it'd be perfect because you're bouncing off the top of the channel, which has again held. Okay, so what I don't want to see is I don't want to see any of this break basically, because we do have a bullish formation forming. So let me hide all this again. Sorry, 1 second. Let me put that in Confluence. Rectangle, horizontal ray. Okay, that's fine. Fib retracement, horizontal ray. Where's that one? Okay. Okay. I mean, let's just hide this lot for now. This is what I like. You know. Right, it's nice and easy. There we go. They're all hid. Okay. Now we've kind of got a bit of a bull flag forming. Okay. Now I know what some people are going to say. They're going to be like, "Oh, you know, you're a perma bull, this, that, and the other." Yeah, at the moment I am. Yes. Why? Because I don't think, you know, I don't think we've had our period of, how can I put it? I don't think we've seen the end of the run. Okay, I really don't. I could be proven wrong, and that'd be, you know, be quite nice actually. I've made a few bad choices, but overall I haven't actually been wrong in the last year. And like not floating my own boat, it's a little annoying because then I get overconfident, and then because I get overconfident, I enter trades that are entering too soon, and I end up wrecking myself. So yeah, overconfidence is a pain. I'm trying to think, why can't I just draw a friggin' diagonal box? There we go, rotated rectangle. That's what I was looking for. Okay, so can you not? Right, it doesn't need to be perfect. I'm just being a bit OCD here. Okay, but there's like a little flag. Let's try and pretty it up, shall we? So background, let's make it white. Okay, 20%. Yep. Border transparent. Visibility. Okay, cool. And then our save drawing template as flag. That'll do. Save. Cool. Keep it simple. Okay, so we've got a bit of a bullish flag forming as well, which is nice. Okay, so we're looking at patterns now. Let me do this. Create a group of drawing. Rename flag. This is all short term right now. Okay, so it's on the 4 hour. There's nothing to it. Okay, you can go open the chart and you can have a look yourselves. I mean, we've got a little bit of green on my indicator here, which is actually pretty funky. Source code settings, thank you. Add the EMA 100. Okay. So far it's blasted through most of the EMAs, and it's also flipped the 200-day MA. Okay, so let's hide the flag. So this is why it's important. Okay, so if we have the flag there, let's have a look at confluence. All of a sudden, we've got 9 strong points, bullish points. No, that's confluence. Okay, so let me do that. What I will do here is this, and add some text here, and then bullish pattern. Okay. So with that bullish pattern, let me change that color. Let's make it purple. Why not? Okay. So if we have a breakout here as well, it'd be nice. Now the thing with the flag is it could come down to the corner here before taking back off. So bear that in mind. Okay, so 82,000. But let's have a look at the confluence. Was it confluence? Wasn't the FVGs support? No. Channels. There we go. Okay, so bottom of the channel is the bottom of that flag. Okay, you saw me place this. So yeah. What am I doing? Text arrow. Create group of drawings. This will be rename patterns. And can I put flag inside? No, I can't. Okay, alright. Let's put flag inside there. There we go. Okay. Now if I have that and I have confluence, yeah, no, that's fine. Okay, let's hide that. Okay, let's have a look at the MAs again. Sorry, I kind of get sidetracked when I'm doing live analysis like this, because it's just my thought process, I guess. So you can see that it's not run off a script. I'm just trying to do it, I guess. Okay. Do have a potential channel. That's not quite the. I need 2 touches. I could put that there and it would be valid, but I don't really know. I'm going to leave it there for now. The top, so I could have completely valid like that. Okay, so and that actually works out nicely the way it's come up, and now it's ranging. So we're looking for a move probably tomorrow. Hope that'd be nice if it bounces straight up. Okay, so let's do this. This should be a point of interest. Yep. Okay. In which we could be expecting a move. So if not today, where it comes up to there, I don't know. You know, so we'd be looking off the bottom of the channel at least. Sorry, hiccups. At least to the midpoint. Okay. So let me do this. Create group of drawings. Rename. Uptrend channel. I'll name it, I guess. Okay. And again, this is a bullish bias. Okay, there's so many things bullish right now. You know, if I put it all on, you know, it's a bullish bias. You got 8 strong bullish points of confluence. You got a bullish pattern. You know, but you've got all this, and yet you still not broke these 2 major resistance levels. Okay, and this is why they're majors, because they're holding well at the minute. Okay, and we have to watch this. Uptrend. Oh, I put bullish bias. That was meant to be bullish channel. My bad. Did it do? Sorry, just checking a message. Cool. Did it do? Let's remove those FVGs. I'll come back to those FVGs. Okay, because that'd be. Let's put that in there. Okay. Okay, so from the double bottom to the double top, I mean, I'd say we'd probably go bounce back up to that double top, to be honest. So that's like a channel range, I guess. Could we say that was a range? No, but I'm gonna have a look at this. Just wondering whether I can actually see something here or whether it's nothing. Kind of does. So we broke out of it here. Obviously still going in the downtrend. Had a little blurb here on a double bottom. Broke up. I'll keep it and I'll see what's there. Maybe we've finally broken out of that. I don't know. It's interesting. I'll get rid of that. Alright, so in terms of actual projection for where this is going to go. Okay, let's have a look. Because ideally that's what we want to know, isn't it? Okay. Christ, this chart is horrible, isn't it? Okay. We can't accurately depict right now. We can't make a depiction of is depiction the right word? Where, like, that's not even in my vocabulary. I'm gonna Google that a second. Depiction meaning. What does that mean? The action of depicting something, especially in a work of art. I'd say that was a work of art, wouldn't you? Come on. Okay, so what I was meant to say is we can't really make an accurate forecast of the price here. Okay, we've got 8, 9, 10, 10. Yeah, is it 10? 11 because of that trend line. Did I remove it? Yeah. Okay, so that trend line that I just removed, that I put in as well, we'll put that just for the bells and whistles. Okay, so sort of around there somewhere. I won't do it perfectly. just whack that in. Okay, so where is that? Is it that one? No, it's normally. Let me just there, arrow. Okay, so I will put this in Confluence for now. Okay, makes sense, I guess. So 8, 9, 10, 11 bullish agendas, I'd probably say here, which is looking good for us to bounce up, but we're still held by these two major resistance. Okay, which one did I put that in? Did I put it in Confluence? Probably. Okay. So until we can break through here, we can't really say for 100% that we're bullish. Okay. Anyone could have called this. I mean, to be honest, I'd have expected it to come down more. So this is the market makers playing with us a little bit. Okay, when you're doing channels, it failed to come down the first time, it rejected on the midpoint, you're expecting it to come down to the bottom again. It failed first time, you expect it to come down on the second, it failed the second time, and it's run up. Okay, and now we're sideways, flipping the rest of the channel. All in all, it's hard to say that there's a trade here to take. Okay, in that circle there, it's hard to say to take a trade, and this is why. Okay, if it dumps first, let's see, where are we? Okay, if it dumps, we're expecting the top of the channel retest at least. That's 2% downside. If it pumps, we're looking at the golden pocket at least, which is 2.3%. Okay. Right, so say it is bullish and it goes to the golden pocket. Okay, so from the golden pocket here, we've then got to go through the golden pocket, and we're met immediately with the double top, which is a 2% move up. Okay, so if you're lucky and you went bullish, went long, sorry, bullish. I'm a dickhead sometimes. You're looking at 4.5%. Okay, so that's not too bad trade. At, like, if you're doing futures 400 times, 200 times, you can make some money, but it's a risky trade because your risk on that. Let's go for long. Okay, your risk is that the bottom of the flag for a potential top. So it's only a 1.94 trade. That's not a trade you want to take under any circumstances. Okay, so you can't do that. And again, if you go short, okay, so if you go short, your stop loss is this golden pocket, probably just a little bit above, but your target is the upper trend. So that's an even worse risk reward, 0.94. So there's no trade. We just have to be patient. And it's frustrating because between 84 and 89,000, that's $5,000. So unless you've got a whole Bitcoin on the line, but you can just as easily lose that. Now this is just on the 4 hour. Okay, so this is short term for where we're going. Now if we look at the daily up here, so there's not a lot changed on the daily in terms of this channel. Okay. However, we do have a bit of a bullish structure. So for example, we come down, we hit the bottom, pumped out and rejected on the baseline. Okay, we've hit the bottom of the channel, come back up to the top of the channel, come back down. So it's playing as a channel should, hits the midpoint, flips the midpoint by the looks of it, and now it's retesting it, the midpoint, for a second time. Okay, the first time was this grey candle here, and it rejected. Okay, then the third time was again on this candle, but it's pushing up. Now, what we've got to watch on the daily, okay, is look at the reactions from the baseline that we've had before. Okay, so I don't want to go too far back. This is from, let me move this over, the 21st of February. Okay, let's do another path. No, actually, we're looking at how strong the reaction was. Yeah, 20% here. Okay, how strong was the reaction here? 18%. Okay, how strong was the reaction here? 15%. There's a pattern. There's actually a pattern here, and I'll show you. Okay, so that is 21.34%. Okay, from here, it's not that one. I mean, it should be that one technically, but we're doing it from here. Okay, text 18.87%. Okay, go on. Have you spotted it yet? Tell me in chat if you think you've spotted this. What I'm showing. What the pattern is. I'll go for that one because it's further down. It should be blaringly obvious right now for you guys. I think it was 8.6. Was it 8.6 or was I tripping? That's cool. Remember, on this channel, guys, there's no such thing as like stupid questions, stupid answers, anything like that. Okay. But the pattern is 3%. It's obvious, 3%. Where am I looking? There. Okay, from there to there. Now I'm rounding. Okay, it's not an exact 3%, but I'm rounding. 21 to 18 is 3%. Okay. 18 to 15 is 3%. Come on, grab it for me, please. Thank you. Okay. So, does that mean we're looking at a 3% drop off the baseline? Okay. Because that would take us, say, just 12.42. Okay. Now, if that happens, it's likely to happen because it's happened 3 times so far. Okay, so it could potentially happen. Now, if we get the 12% to the downside here, that would be good. Okay, as long as this 3% pattern plays out. And it would be good because it would be a higher low. For the bullish side. Okay, so let me mark this up. So 75. Now, it wouldn't be great in the fact that it comes down to the channel. Okay, so let me mark that as a potential target. Okay, and then this again would be a. Then again, what does it paste it over here for? Right, that'd be a 3%. Okay, and then I'll just do this, and then make that 12. I think it was 12.46% or something like that. You know. Okay, so it continues the pattern. Why has that done that? Okay, There we go. Okay, but then that's the turning point, which again would be the double bottom on the daily. Is there a double bottom? It kind of front ran the double bottom a little, didn't it? Can we call that a double bottom? I don't know. It's not exact, it front ran it. I'm going to leave it there though. Okay, so on this, you know, this is based off the baseline on my indicator. That baseline, by the way, is actually the Ichimoku Cloud baseline. Okay, so it's nothing special, but it is actually quite good. Now, what we're also seeing is the MAs coming up 7, 10, 25. It'd be nice to see the 7 and the 10 flip the 25. Okay, because that would carry us further up then. Going on to the daily. Let me just turn this music down a little bit for myself. It's a bit better. Cool. End up shouting because the music's quite loud in my headset. I don't know if it's loud for you guys or not. Okay. So this pattern, this whole pattern here. Okay. Let's create a group of drawings. So rename, and what should we call this? Baseline pattern. That's what I'll call it. Okay, now let's hide that. Why'd I put the channel there? Donkey. There we go. Thank you. Right. Now, when it comes to the channel itself, okay, we're at the midpoint here. Okay, we've projected off it. So we could technically expect this to come back up to the top of the channel. That would be a good thing to see. Okay. I'm more inclined to believe the baseline pattern, this one, is going to play out. Okay. I don't like that double bottom. I'm going to get rid of it. Yeah. Okay. I think that's more inclined to play out than the actual channel, if I'm honest. Just looking at the structure of the candles, I don't see anything blaringly obvious there. I don't even see an FEG on the daily, if anyone can see one. Don't think there is any, is there? No, it's been filled. The one I can see here, what was it there? You know, that's been filled. That was filled there. There isn't really, and there was one here, but that's been filled again. Okay, so that's been filled, and there isn't really any other FEGs there. There is no, because that's been filled. So the reason why I'm drawing these is just to try and have a look to see if there's any bullish FEGs that we haven't been filled. That's in maybe. No, that got filled. Just, I mean, got that. Like, are they going to go after like $140. Yeah, there isn't really. No, that's all been filled. So yeah, the only sort of FEG above or below us on the daily, well, above us, is that's like $40, $100. They're probably not even going to bother. And what, 94, 983, 95, 205. Alright, so like $200, rounding up roughly off the top of my head. Are they going to go for that? Or is there an FEG lower down? There is. Look at this one. This has yet to be filled. Interestingly, it came close. It came really close. You can just about see literally a pixel difference. So close, I don't even think you can measure it. 0.03%. Okay, so with that FEG there on the daily that's not been filled, okay, 70,599. We have to keep that there. We have to. We've got to watch it. Same as this one. People are gonna hate me. Like, oh well. Okay, that one's not been filled either. And then I bet there's probably more if I go look for them. Now that one was filled, luckily. Yeah. I don't want to go looking for more. It's scary. I don't actually think there is any more below that. So that's 63,287 there. Okay. That needs to be filled. So we've got to watch them on the daily. Now let's have a look at the baseline pattern. Okay. So the baseline pattern is based off the reactions from here to the baseline. Okay. So if the target's 12%, 75, it'd be bullish in the sense of it'll put in a new higher low. I'd be more inclined to put a short in on the daily. Okay. I'm not actually trading at the minute, full disclosure. I'm just doing this analysis for the people that sort of want it at the minute. And what's that? See, even that there, set your stop loss just above the channel. Why is that 2.16? It's 2.3. Oh, right, I was looking at 3.33. Okay. Okay, so if our target's there, as a risk reward of 2.12, you could probably tighten this up, to be honest. I don't think it's going to break that baseline on the daily, if I am perfectly honest. Okay, so set just above the top here. Let me just snap it to that. There we go. And then take it a little bit higher and move it across. Okay, so that gives you a 6.3 RR, which is a trade worth taking. in my opinion. You know, you can't argue with 6.3 on the daily. Now, if it breaks through that target, we're probably going to go fill this FEG. That's a 10 RR. And if Bitcoin wants to really, you know, flush it, if Bitcoin really wants to flush out right now and clear these FEGs to give us great bullish momentum for the rest of the year, just hurry up and do it already, will you? You know. But that could turn into a 15 RR. But I don't think it's doing that, because I think it's the market makers are playing at the minute. Okay, I'm going to say the market makers, might not be the market makers. The powers that be will probably be a better phrase. They're just playing with us currently. Okay, pretty much the last 2 months, the trades I've taken, the analysis has been good. I just I got in too early. Well, I got in at the right time. I didn't take profit, and then it dumped again. Okay, and then it come back up higher than, or to sort of like the same sort of level. But because it dumped and I didn't take profit, I wrecked myself basically. But it's still just following the same analysis I'm doing now. I need to learn to take profit. Take profit, Ranger. So that's the play I would take on the daily. Okay, on the 4 hourly it's bullish. Now, what does this mean? If we, okay, so look, so the baseline currently is at the top of the channel on the 4 hour. Okay, around here. Okay, so yeah, I mean that could be quite interesting. If the short term breaks out, we're going to the top of the channel on the daily, which is top of the channel is just above the double top. Okay, now that channel was already there when I started this analysis. Okay, on the daily, I've had it there for a while. It's quite easy to see where it is and why. The double top, however, I placed here today, I think. So that's quite interesting to see. Okay. Adds to more confusion, doesn't it? The more you look and you're getting all these mixed indications. Okay. I'm still going to leave this baseline pattern because I still think that's a play. Okay. I do. Okay, they're the FEGs, so this also why it's important to create folders, notify them. Text, what's that? Okay, so that is rename $200 FEG. Okay, now if Bitcoin comes up and takes out that $200 FEG and comes straight back down, that's manipulation at the finest. If it just comes straight back down, so it just comes up, fills it, comes back down, you know, that would be next level petty. And if that happens, then you know there's more to any of this that meets the eye. Like someone somewhere has upset someone and they're just being petty. Probably Trump and Putin, to be honest. I'd laugh if that happened. I'd be like, that is so petty. Okay, so that's the position on the daily. Now, on the weekly, this is important to know. On the weekly, important to keep in mind. Okay, so the lower support here. There we go, 69,000. Okay, that's based off it sort of bouncing around on. Let me move this back over here. Sometimes these get in the way. Okay. So this is based on if we move from the 2nd of June onwards, okay, and we get a reaction around that level. Okay. Now, until we get to the 2nd of June, this bounce off here, okay, there's still every likelihood if it dumps today, it could go to 62,000. Sorry, if it dumps this week, it could go to 62,000. Okay, on the daily, where's that second FVG, guys? The bottom, 63,000. Okay, so this is a possibility that we have to keep in mind. Okay, that this week this could happen. Okay, so far every time that's what these points are. Okay, every time we've hit this trend line here, we've bounced. Okay, so I'm expecting this is the play on the weekly. I'm expecting it to come across back to this line and then we bounce. Okay, and that is why I am still bullish, regardless of the market being in a downtrend, regardless of it being crap. You know, let me just tighten that up a little bit. Doesn't make much difference overall. This is why I'm still bullish. Okay, on the weekly time frame, if we lose this uptrend, I'll flip bearish. I'll have to admit it. I'll have to admit defeat. My analysis has been wrong, you know, and it happens. But I will go bearish. Okay. But till that goes, I'm bullish, and this is just what you got to watch. So all this is just noise. Okay. Now anyway, on the short term, we're forming a lot of bullish confluence. There's a bullish channel. There's a bullish pattern. You know, there's still those two major resistance levels we identified on the 4 hour. You know, on the daily, you know, we've got the bullish base, the bearish baseline pattern that I distinguished. 3% difference every time it's come off the baseline. Okay. It's getting less and less. I mean, it's still going down, but it's less and less. We're in the channel. Okay, so still bearish on the daily. On the weekly, you know, without zooming in, it seems to be finding a median around here. We might go into a sideways range, which would play out on this channel here that we discovered on the 4 hour. Okay, except it'll be a bit bigger. 74 to probably 88 sideways range. We've done a range last year, guys. You know, we can do another. Right, anyway, USDT, let's have a look. Beat the paper trading competition. No, thank you. Should probably want to go into one of them. Alright, so it bounced off the resistance for USDT dominance. Okay. And rejected. So now this flips into resistance as well now. Okay. This actually looks good, I guess, but we're not out the woods yet. There's a channel. There we go. There's the channel. Okay, so we're not out the woods yet on USDT. That dumps to 5.2. We'd still be bullish on Bitcoin, but it could just rise still. So that's on the weekly. So I'll keep that there. On the daily, let's have a look. So it played out perfectly on the resistance here. Okay. So there was a spike up. Tried to flip it and it failed on the retest. The daily still has the same structure as the weekly, so there's a channel. Okay, I mean I'll make it slightly different, but not too much. Okay, so this looks like it's possibly gearing up to like blast through the 2 resistance and come up to 6.5, which would coincide with the daily having a dump and the baseline pattern. Okay, so a short I think would be the best play currently. We'll also look at what happens when it bounces off the 200-day MA on the 4 hour. Okay, let me just set in 7, 10, 25, 50, 100. Okay, so when it bounces off the 200-day, so let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so when it's bouncing off that, it's jumping up, spiking. Now it got less here. This was a smaller one as it's fighting this support or resistance. It's resistance. Why did I have it as support? Because I was probably thinking of Bitcoin. But yeah. Okay. So what we've got to watch here. Let's try and find the average that it's jumped up. So 21.7. 26.7. 27.4. 10%. Hold on. I should probably put this on a calculator. Hold on, I've got a calculator here. I like doing this stuff. It's fun sometimes. So we've got 21.88 plus 26.77 plus 27.41. That's the lowest point there to the highest point, plus 10.73. Oh, by the way, while I'm doing this, guys, if you found me through Twitch or anything, check my profile for Discord links. Community manager of Crypto Hub. We shout out. So come over and say hi. 55,000 people there. All like-minded individuals. Or you can also join my own personal Discord if you like, but you're not going to get anything different there than what you get in Crypto Hub, so it's completely up to you guys. Well, I mean, in Crypto Hub you get signals and stuff. I don't do that per se. Mine's just analysis. That's what I do here. Plus 20.76. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So divide that by 6. The average is 17.92%. Okay, so it's 17.92% from the lowest point here. It's actually not too bad. That do, and then let's get this. That would be our target. Okay, based on it's based on an average, as you just saw. So it might not go that high. It might do. We've also got actually had a lower high, so let's hold that. Could wick, could just go up 5.6% maybe, or even, yeah, could go anywhere along that line with the target up there. Either way, I'm expecting dominance to increase over the next few days. Okay, and that would play out well with the daily short. The overall sort of expectations on the weekly, but it wouldn't play out well for the 4 hourly for a bullish projection. But the 4 hours, I said, is quite undecided. There's not really a trade on the 4 hour that we can take. On the daily, I would take a short. So just be mindful of that. Let's have a look at Bitcoin dominance in itself. Okay, so it's actually flipped this quite nicely, hasn't it? Bitcoin dominance is increasing. This is good news. Because as Bitcoin dominance increases, it means there is less money being taken out of the market. Or rather, well, no, that's not entirely true, is it? Bitcoin dominance increase, it means money's coming out of alts into Bitcoin. Okay, so if USDT dominance sort of stabilizes, then this will be good. On the weekly, I caught the bottom for the Bitcoin dominance. Okay, dominance is still rising. We're approaching resistance. We do have some minor resistance here. Let's mark this up. I don't think I marked it last time because I kind of dismissed it. What I should have done is from there to... okay, I'll do it this way around then. Oh, I know what's going on there. From there to there, that should just be resistance. Okay, cool. Delete that. Makes a bit more sense, doesn't it? That way. Probably just tighten it now. Yeah, that's about right here. Further candle close. So on the weekly, it's possible we see a rejection going back to this trend line around here. Okay. It's also possible it could go up and smash through. That would be really good. That would actually probably be quite bullish if it can break through the resistance and flip it into support. Okay. But with everything else that I'm seeing on Bitcoin, USDT, I'd expect that to come down. Again, it's not even going to the midpoint of the channel. It's hitting resistance. So there's going to be a bit of a short squeeze here, I think. It's an ascending triangle. From what I've seen, these generally break to the downside. We'll leave that there for now. And going for a triple top look. Hey. I don't really know what else to say here. I mean, it's Bitcoin dominance is predominantly looking like it's topping out. So Bitcoin dominance is either going to blast through this resistance, okay, and start taking us into the final steps for Bitcoin's run. Okay, so if you're retail and you're getting in, and it does that, that's great. You've got an amazing opportunity still to make some money. Okay. On Bitcoin. Sorry, I'm trying to. That's what I was looking for. And then here, I don't know why it's turned all my markers off. Maybe I've done it at some point. I don't know. If it rejects here, we're still going to be bearish. We're not changing in the market overall. There is a bit of new money coming in. Okay, this is interesting. Third of the market got wiped out here. That was pretty savage, wasn't it? You know, I think look at that. From all-time high to there was 3.73 to 2.3, 1.42 trillion wiped out. Third of the market. Gotta love it. Alright, the uptrend failed there, but this is what interesting. Is it kind of flipping that? Downtrend wasn't anything special. Trying to see, are we actually getting new money coming in? I didn't like this flush out, and it's like, look, everywhere you look, it's a fucking W. Yeah. W. It's not on that one. W on USDT. W. You know, there's a W on the daily here. Look. You know. Wrong one. Yeah. There's a W on the 4 hour. What is it with these W's and these M's? Can someone explain that to me? Like, who is W? Who is M? Let's Google it. Hold on. W and M markets. See what it comes up with. WM markets forex is what it comes up with. Duh. Market patterns. See what. Okay. In market analysis, look, this is actually a viable thing here. Look, in market analysis, W and M patterns, also known as double bottoms and double tops, they're not double top, really. Used to identify potential trend reversals. The W pattern, a double bottom, suggests a bullish reversal, while the M pattern, a double top, indicates a potential bearish reversal. Okay, alright. Well, maybe I wouldn't say they were double tops and double bottoms, but okay. The W's are there everywhere we look. So maybe we have hit the bottom. That would be nice, wouldn't it? And this flip to support now anyway. There. I've got two lots of friggin'... Yeah, I've got two lots of support there. Let me just friggin' get rid of them. You're in the channel. I'm actually annoyed because I wouldn't consider that a double bomb. Really. But then, like, I don't even know why that annoys me. That does annoy me. I'm meant to be bullish. Why am I annoyed? Probably because I'm a bit of a stickler, I guess. Like, to me, a double bottom would be like if they were exact. But then, I mean, it's crypto, isn't it? Nothing's ever exact, so shut up. Deal with it. W's and M's are double bottoms and double tops. I've also heard that they've got some relevance to Gartley patterns. I don't know. Have they? Gartley pattern. What is that? What is a Gartley pattern? Investopedia. Let's have a look. Okay, yeah, kind of. It's a M, I guess. Okay. Turns into a bat. Is that a bat? I don't know. Could be a shark. I don't really know my patterns like that. If anyone does, say hi. Be interesting to learn a bit more about it. I think they're just based off fibs, ultimately. Alright, anyway, so with Bitcoin, my play on the daily, it would be to open a short, okay, with a stop loss just above the baseline current level, okay. That would be my play currently. But if I was playing, that would be my play. I'm not playing. I'm sat out. I'm being patient, partly because I don't have the funds to put in at the minute, and you should never, ever play with funds that you don't have. Ever. Okay? Surefire way to get yourself in a lot of financial trouble. So this works out well for me because I wouldn't want to trade this anyway. There's a lot of bullish patterns, bias, diversions, etc. there to show that we're continuing upwards, but that there's those two major resistance levels that we failed to break so far. Breaking those two major resistance levels takes us to the top of the channel on the daily. Okay. Once we get to the top of the channel on the daily, it's a channel. We would be looking at a rejection or a breakout. Okay. So until that happens, you can't really trade. So I'm trying to summarize this. So like as you can see, if you look at the daily up here, when I move the cursor on the 4 hour, the double top on the 4 hour is the top of the channel on the daily. Okay, so if this short didn't play out, okay, and it broke out to the upside, we got stopped out, but then we're at the top of the channel. If we're at the top of the channel, we either want to break out and a retest to break out further. You'd want to be entering on this retest. Okay, you don't want to enter on the breakout. Or if it comes up to the top of the channel, sorry, wrong one. You'd be primarily because we are, as much as I hate to say it, in a bit of a bearish ranging market. We'd be looking at rejection down to the midpoint at least, but ideally you'd be looking for the lowest 78. Okay, so this is what I mean. Any trades right now are far too risky to get into. If you're not already in a long, don't open a long. If you're not already in a short, don't open a short. Sit on your hands, super glue them to your seat, and just wait. I think that's the main thing to say there, to summarize it. So yeah, I think that pretty much sums it for this week. I mean, there's not a lot else I can say. I've gone quite in depth here, and it's a shame no one's really interacted much. I'm just gonna go make coffee. I'll carry on talking. It's a shame no one's actually interacted much in this session because I feel it's actually been probably one of my better analysis that I've done in a while. And I think possibly that there was questions that people could have asked that could have took it further, but the streams are based on the input from you guys. And because of that, I'm not going to go into alts tonight. Okay, there's no point. Because no one likes just sitting there looking at a screen chatting to themselves for hours on end. You know, they want to be engaged in conversation. That's my kettle. So on that note, people, it's been an absolute pleasure, and I'll see you again next week. Thank you. I can find OBS.